All right, like I told you earlier before we went on that short break, I have former governorship aspirant of the PDP in Lagos and a lecturer at the University of Lagos, Adetokunbo Pierce. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And thanks for joining us on the show. Yes, we're talking about the latest developments in the PDP. It looks like the center cannot hold. That's what some are saying, that things are falling apart for the PDP. What's your take on that?
It always appears that the PDP is going to fall apart, but that's because it's so big, so large. So little chunks can fall away, but that does not mean that the party is falling apart. The party, as it stands now, it's probably maybe 5-6 times bigger than the ACN or APC when it was in opposition. So the party is strong.
Is the PDP too big for its own good? Is that what is causing this rumblings that we're having here and there, where different people are claiming rights over the chairmanship of the party?
I think the problem with the PDP is always that it is so democratic. You know, the democracy is the principle of equal opportunity for all. So the way the PDP practices democracy is basically free for all. So anybody can aspire, you know, and say whatever they want. Leaders, we don't have one leader. You know, we have various leaders, and it gives the impression of confusion. But it is a complex situation, and that is true democracy. It's never easy. It's always very combative, but the party is the most democratic party in Nigeria, if not in Africa, still, even now.
When you say that, there are many people who may doubt that.
Well, they will doubt that, but the point is democracy is the principle equal opportunity.
Indeed.
The PDP offers everybody opportunity to speak, to express themselves, to aspire. And that's why you have the situation we have now.
Could that have backfired on the PDP, where many people have said, look, this is a grouping of strange bedfellows, people with different ideologies, you know, coming together, that it is only expected that you'd have this kinds of
that is not the
this
PDP.
kind of friction.
You are describing the APC right now. Oh. With strange bedfellows coming together. The PDP has been in existence since 1998, and it got extremely large, became the largest party in Africa, the most democratic party, and that's why you have all this give and take. Everybody has an input in PDP. That's the problem. But that's what you have to manage in a democracy. It's never easy. The more successful you are in managing it, the more efficient your democracy will be. But that is not to say that things are falling apart. There's always, you know, when you allow people to express themselves and to aspire, you'll have all these contending forces and competing forces. That's what you have in the PDP.
You have said repeatedly that PDP is a very democratic party. With the benefit of hindsight,
sure.
Do you think the PDP actually used the opportunity to be, taking over from the military government? Did the PDP actually play that role of laying the foundation for our democracy to take off? 16 years of being at the helm of affairs in this country.
Well, again, if you really take a close look at the various workings of a democracy, through the 16 years we had elections, and in fact the most dramatic expression of our commitment to democracy was when President Goodluck Jonathan, in spite of the challenges facing the last 2015 election, decided to concede very early to avoid problems. That is the working of true democracy. Also, the bill that he passed, freedom of expression, freedom of
Therefore,
information. That is solid ground, setting the grounds for democracy, allowing elections, and whatever the results of the elections are, in spite of your own doubts and your own belief that maybe the election was not fair, because it's never fair when you lose. In spite of that, the President Jonathan, conceded and stepped aside. That is the true workings of democracy.
Now, the National Convention of
and
the
that
PDP...
is why he's been lauded all over the world now as a true Democrat.
Absolutely. Your National Convention is coming up in March. You have Gulak, Ahmed Gulak, who has installed himself, so to speak, as the chairman of the party. Then you have Dankwambo, the governor of Gombe State, who is eyeing 2019 as presidential candidate. The people of Adamawa themselves are not in support of Gulak. Then you have governors who are saying we're in support of seconders. On the other hand, there are those who support Gulak. What do you make of all of this, and how does this place the PDP?
Again, the fact that we have all these contending forces and everybody expressing themselves is true image of democracy. At the end of it all, we will resolve this issue, because if we follow the constitution of the party, we will not have the kind of problems we're having now. And according to the constitution, when Muazu resigned as the chairman of the party, somebody from his state of origin, his geopolitical zone, I believe, geopolitical zone,
Yes,
the Northeast,
the Northeast,
should have become the acting chairperson. But when we didn't have that, because we had elections coming up and things were just, everything was happening so fast, we had the deputy national chairman, who now became the acting chairman of the party. And by our constitution, once we are settled down, somebody from Wazu's geopolitical zone should have been acting. And that is why Gulak felt that, put up the argument and got the case won in court, that somebody from that geopolitical zone should be acting. And since he was from that zone, he was acting. But the governors have a point, and I understand they're going to have a NEC meeting next week. I think this week.
Wednesday.
Yes,
so.
on Wednesday. When they have that meeting, I think this issue will be resolved, because that is truly the leadership of the party.
Now, is it, we barely have time, is it not time, or should I put it this way, is it time for us, beyond the PDP or the APC or whatever party for that matter, to begin to look beyond the whole idea of zoning, so as to throw up merit and good quality leadership at the end of the day? Will that not be better for our politics? Have we stifled our politics with the whole zoning system, that it's we're become counterproductive for us?
Well, that's a very good argument that zoning may be counterproductive, but I think the most important thing is first to respect your constitution. And if you want to change your policy, you then go back to the constitution and amend the constitution. And I agree with you that sometimes the idea of zoning, we zone for governorship, but that's PDP, by the way. I don't think the issue of zoning is so much the case with APC.
Other parties.
Maybe it is. But if we're going to change the issue of zoning, we should go back to the constitution. And I think that the most important thing is to have elections, to open it up and let everybody who want to contest come in and contest and have proper democratic elections.
Okay, is there hope for the PDP going forward?
Well, as I said, the NEC is the leadership structure, head of the party. When that body meets, this issue will be resolved.
All right, it's been nice talking with you. We didn't have much time, but it's all right. Mr. Adetokunbo Pierce, former governorship candidate of the PDP in Lagos State, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.